Jai Hind, this is Brigadier Hemant Mahajan, and we meet today on the 50th session of the security scan. In this, we carry out a review of activities which took place in India and around India, which has an implication for India's national security. The national security has many components: the internal security, the external security, the multi domain war which China has launched against us, how do we counter it, and so on and so forth. So, today we will cover all the important issues that have taken place in the last 1 week as far as the national security is concerned. The first issue is that we have selected 26 Rafale fighters, which is for Indian Navy and which hopefully will be manufactured in India under Make in India policy. These Rafale fighters are from France. This will definitely enhance Navy's fighting capability. The next issue is a lot of orders are being given to the private sector, in which Ashok Leyland has got 800 crores worth of order from the Indian Army. So this will ensure that more and more goods are manufactured inside the country. The next point is about the Chief of Army Staff of the Indian Army, General Manoj Pandey, has visited the line of control in Jammu and Kashmir. And as would be known, that five terrorists have been killed when they were trying to infiltrate into the area of Punj. Also, the security forces, especially the army, has found two IEDs which were placed on the Rajouri road. The next issue the next issue pertains to BrahMos missile. Argentina has started showing interest in acquiring cruise missiles, that is BrahMos. Now, BrahMos has proved its worth and it is supposed to be a world-class cruise missile. We have already given it to Philippines. Vietnam is interested in it, and it is a joint venture between India and Russia. So, therefore, the market for BrahMos is growing, and India is now also exporting weapons rather than importing. Earlier, it was only weapons that were imported by India, and we were the second largest or the first largest country importing weapons. Now we have joined countries which are exporting weapons, and we have already crossed a mark of 1,000 crores of export of weapons. So that is a very good thing. From the largest importer of weapons, now we are graduated into exporting. Now, next issue pertains to Great Britain, in which a lot of things are happening as far as China is concerned. There's a report which the Great Britain Parliamentary Committee has given, in which it says that the Chinese spies have infiltrated into every segment of the society, meaning political parties, meaning bureaucracy, meaning police, meaning intelligence agencies, meaning educational institutes. So it is said that China is going to create very serious problem in the days to come. So therefore, it is told the lawmakers that they should be very careful as far as economic cooperation with China is concerned. Obviously, China has not liked it. The second issue which pertains to Great Britain and China is the Oxford University. One would remember that Oxford University is a world famous university, and Britain and Europe was known for many good institutions of learning. Now, China today is pushed so much of money into these institutions that these institutions now follow a policy which is dominated by the Chinese. And today, Oxford's policies are being run by the Chinese. So, Chinese infiltration into the Western education system shows as to how powerful their money is and how they are carrying out a multi domain war against everybody in the world, because their aim is to become a superpower, number one superpower, and ensure that they dominate the world, and world just does what China wants them to do. The next issue pertains to India and Kyrgyzstan, who have decided to intensify their partnership as far as terrorism is concerned and combating radicalization is concerned, because Kyrgyzstan also faces the problem of radicalization and terrorism, and India has a vast experience in this, and therefore Kyrgyzstan will definitely benefit when it takes something from India. The next issue pertains to Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi's visit to France, in which France and India have agreed to deepen their cooperation, and they are working on a 25 years plan as far as the defense cooperation is concerned. This will include defense, nuclear energy, space, etc. And the France is going to India is going to purchase three Scorpio submarines from France, and also 26 Rafales for their aircraft carriers. So therefore, they have drawn a Indo-France roadmap for cooperation in various fields, and let us hope that it is followed. The next issue pertains to India and USA. General Brown has told the US senators that military to military relationship between India and America is robust and increasing in scope and sophistication. And India today is an important strategic partner as far as America is concerned. The next issue pertains to the ATS of Karnataka, who has arrested five so-called terrorists with firearms and has collected raw materials from them. The raw materials were basically explosives, which they wanted to use to carry out disturbances. The next issue is the Indian information technology giant, that is Wipro, has planned that it will spend nearly $1 billion to train its 2.5 lakh employees on the use of artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is a path-breaking technology which is available, and therefore all the corporate world today is embracing this technology in a big way, and all of them now want to use this technology to improve their speed of operations, improve their efficiency, improve their technological capabilities, improve their research, meaning artificial intelligence can really be used in a big way as far as the corporate world is concerned. And the good news is that Indian corporate world today is focusing in a large way as far as artificial intelligence is there, which will ensure that they become world class. There was recently an article in Global Times, which is a newspaper from China, in which it is said that India should understand that China wants to sincerely befriend India. But that obviously is not true, because China keeps on carrying out encroachment activities on the LOC. And the latest in this issue is a dam which is being built on Brahmaputra River, which originates in China. The audience would remember that Brahmaputra originates in China. There it is called Sangpo, and it enters India at a place called Great Bend, where it takes a turn and comes inside India. When it enters India, it is called Siam. Then, when it enters the plains of Punjab, then at that point of correction, when it enters Assam, at that point it is called as, just a minute, yeah, when it enters Punjab, it is called as Brahmaputra, and Brahmaputra river is met by many people, many other rivers like Siom, Subansiri, etc. So therefore, it becomes Brahmaputra. Now, what China is trying to do is it is trying to ensure that they build dams on Brahmaputra river, and then this water of the Brahmaputra river will be diverted to the drought-prone areas of China, and thereafter this water will not come inside India, and that will be a big loss as far as India is concerned, because Brahmaputra is a major river which its water is useful As far as Assam is concerned, it is also used. The water also goes inside goes inside Bangladesh, and thereafter both the countries are going to suffer should this river be dammed. So we have to use all the power that we have at our disposal to ensure that this river is not dammed as far as China is concerned. But China doesn't listen to anybody, so therefore we have to take this issue at the global level. The next issue pertains to Chandrayaan 3. This was in news. India has blasted a rocket which is going towards Chandrayaan, and India. There are just 5 countries in the world who have tried this kind of a thing, and one would remember, audience would remember that the uh, earlier experiment that we had made was not successful in the sense that the robo which was to get on the surface of the moon crash landed, and after that the communications with that robo was gone. But this time the phase has been successful. The rocket has already entered the orbit of moon. It is going to continue for 3 months circling the moon, and thereafter it will land up on the southern pole of the moon. No country today has ever landed on the southern pole, and it is said that there is water on the southern pole. Should we ever want to construct a agency there, construct a station there, that would be a useful thing to do. The next issue is China's multi-domain war against the whole world, of which India is also a component. Chinese have started multi-domain war against its own citizens. It is well known that the Chinese police track down the overseas Chinese. Any Chinese who does some activity of dissent against the government is caught by the Chinese police, and the Chinese police have established a large number of police stations inside in various countries. Now they are also tracking the people from Hong Kong, people from Tibet, people from Xinjiang, etc., so that there is absolutely no noise against China. The next issue is U.S. Secretary of State Mr. Blinken has said that USA wants to keep Indo-Pacific as a region which is free and everybody can use the waterways. But China is not ready as far as the South China Sea is concerned. China also uses its criminal syndicates, criminal mafias to, let's say, control the Chinese who are overseas. And as I mentioned to you, there's already a report in Great Britain saying that the Chinese spies have tried to enter the Britain's secret services also, which is very dangerous. The US Navy has decided that to counter China, it is going to increase its submarine arm, and they're increasing the submarines in a large way. Also, USA is carrying out what is called as the chip war against China. In this war, it is ensuring that all the European companies which were supplying any component of the chip to China have been told to stop. China will not be given any technology as far as chip is concerned, though China has its own market, own production set. But the moment USA and Europe decides to decouple itself from the Chinese chip market, then obviously China is going to face a problem, and its chip program, also called as the microchip program, is going to fall behind. The next issue pertains to Germany. Germany and the rest of the Europe has decided that they are going to increase their army. As far as the NATO army was concerned, NATO army had more or less become defunct. In fact, there's a famous statement by the French president who had said that the NATO is brain dead, meaning they are not working properly. NATO army has become defunct, meaning they are not NATO does not have any fighting capability was concerned. So now the NATO has become wiser, and one of the NATO countries, that is Germany, is going to now ensure that it raises more number of divisions. At least one division will be ready, and NATO will be able to deploy at least 2 to 3 divisions if there is any threat from Russia. Now, as far as USA, Japan, and Australia are concerned, they are giving out lot of military aid and security aid to Taiwan to ensure that Taiwan is not captured. It's a long program, and this program is going to ensure that if Chinese assault Taiwan, then these countries will come to its rescue. The unemployment rate in China has increased quite a lot, and it is reached a 24 years high. So this is ensuring that the social unrest is there in China in a big way. Now the next issue is that the Chinese foreign minister has disappeared from the world scene. For last quite a few months, he is not been seen, possibly because he used to follow what is called as the wolf warrior diplomacy, and China now wants to show his magnanimous face as far as world is concerned. So therefore, he has been made to disappear. Europe's economy is not doing well. The USA economy is not doing well. USA is now working on what is called as the mineral strategy. Rare minerals which are there are now not are being controlled mostly by China, and there is going to be a supply chain problem. So USA is working on the mineral security as far as the rare minerals are concerned. And now to end my talk today, I will carry out a small review of what is happening in Ukraine. Ukraine, both the sides are short of weapons, both the sides are short of ammunition. So what is coming into center stage today is the information war, the disinformation war, the psychological war, or the multi-domain war. For example, latest news said that Russia has started targeting grain-carrying ships of Ukraine, which is going to result into a serious problem as far as the grain security is concerned. So Ukraine war is heading towards the draw, but it is affecting the world economy in a big way. But India has managed to control the situation as far as economy is concerned very, very well. And today, India is the only country in the world whose economy is prospering. I think I'll stop here. Thank you and Jai Hind. ते थांबलोय मी